Well, hey guys, welcome back to another video here at Gideon's Tactical. I'm Aaron, and 6 months ago, I made a decision that completely upended how I transport my everyday carry gear. For years, I've been using a 2-pouch system, one being for my medical supplies and the other being for all my gear and equipment and tools. But in September 2022, I decided to mash the two together and combining them into what looks like a very basic pouch, but thankfully gives me one layer for all my tools and equipment. So doing some flooring. There's the EDC kit, rocking in the bag, and a second layer for my med kit and personal supplies. So I'm not only gonna highlight some of the key features that are unique to pouches like this. So I've been out and about today at the coffee shop, working, and now I'm about to go get some dental work. But got my EDC bag, and there she is, my EDC pouch. But I'm also going to share with you some new tools and equipment that I've recently started to use, as well as many of my tried and true favorites that have stuck with me over the years. So I'm really excited to dive in with you, but before we do that, I wanna give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is LA Police Gear. LA Police Gear carries so many well-established brands that you and I are familiar with, but even more than that, LAPG has their own line of gear and apparel that my family and I have grown to love. And they've recently expanded their apparel line into kids and toddler sizes with cool patterned button-ups, as well as graphic tees, and specifically their Urban Ops tactical pants. And since my boys have started wearing these, they feel just as prepared as their dad for adventure. And with plenty of sizes in both toddler and big kids. And thankfully, these are built to last because they're not only made out of 55% cotton and 45% polyester ripstop fabric, they are double kneed and double seated with a total of 6 different pockets so they can start building out their own EDC system. And with a reliable YKK zipper and an easy to operate button snap. It has an added bonus with not only your standard exterior belt loops, but then adjustable interior bands to help tighten up the waist if necessary. And when you're a parent looking at kids' clothes, you want durability, capability, and you want to come in at good value, which is exactly what these pants offer. And so guys, I'll have a link in the description box below over to LA Police Gear, as well as my exclusive 10% off promo code that works site-wide. So regardless if it's new apparel that the family needs or it's time to update some equipment in your EDC system, go check out all that LA Police Gear has to offer. And so let's dive right in with the medical kit first. Always take and use and deploy medical supplies at your own risk. Know what you're doing. It's best to take a class if at all possible, first responder type of stuff. So do all that at your own risk. This is what I use and this is what I feel comfortable with. But what I like is on the back panel of one of the 2 dividers are these 3 pouches. They actually remind me a little bit of like an AR magazine pouch with a Velcro strap over. And what I have done is used one to work perfectly as my dedicated med kit. And it almost is the same size and can carry all the same gear and equipment. Took an old ratchet strap, cut it to size, taped it, and created a quick deploying strap. And so this allows me to pull out my SWAT T tourniquet, my Celox coagulant, as well as a few Band-Aids and other items that I may need on the fly in an emergency situation that may arise. And what I actually did on the exterior was remove one of the black tassels that the med kit is in and replace it with red paracord, so I could not only tell the difference between what was in each pouch, but I know, hey, med kit is in the red zipper. If I was injured and needed someone else to do it, I said, tell them, open the red zipper compartment and you'll find the med kit. Now, right next to that is a new tool system that I have just recently started using, and I've gotten a ton of use out of it, and it's a compact Klein Tools Ratchet Set. This thing was like 15 bucks, and it works perfectly, not only for Phillips head and flat heads, to get into really awkward, tight corners. I've used it many times in that capacity where screwdrivers just can't reach, but it also can fit 1/4-inch bit drivers. And so for, I think like $8, I got a complete little compact set here that fits perfectly inside the ratchet, and it gives me, it just opens up a huge layer of opportunity for maintenance on things that I run into on a daily basis that I don't have to go digging in the garage to find my full ratchet set. And folks, throughout the video, I will have links in the description box below to all the gear and equipment you're seeing in this EDC pouch, to all the different affiliate networks that I regularly partner with. So if one or multiple of these items make sense for you, always appreciate it when you use those hyperlinks provided for you guys below. Again, these pockets just work so well for things that I had a hard time finding space for in those other pouches and how they're designed. I have my 10,000 milliamp Anchor battery pack right there so I can charge up my phone and flashlights and things like that, followed up by some gum. You gotta have some gum, right? Keep that breath and teeth clean. Then right behind that is a stuffed just sleeve, which I carry my bandana. It's always good for you to have a bandana, hundreds of uses. And behind that are a few butt wipes as well as deodorant wipes, which I found work better than just deodorant spray because it not only removes the sweat molecules, but then replaces it with some nice scent. Then if we unzip the other pocket, on one wall we have horizontal running Molle that you can attach and run all sorts of gear and equipment through. And this is kind of like my tool shop, if you will, inside the bag. And it gives me the space to carry larger tools that I always had a hard time finding fit inside those other types of pouches. So first up, we got the KNIVES. I always mess that up. KNIVES, I think is how you say that. KNIVES. It's a German-made wrenches. They have all sorts of different sizes. This is actually one step up from the smallest that you can get. And what I love about these is that it has a button lock, so you can slide it and adjust it. You can get some really large bolts and grip onto those, or you can go pretty small, I mean pretty micro, and it stays in place. You know, just because you open it doesn't mean it's automatically going to slide back and forth. Good rubberized grip. I find that I'm using it weekly more than almost any of my other tools that I have in this rotation. And guys, I always appreciate it when you hit that like button. It really does help the algorithm. And if you're not yet a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon so that you can be notified every week when I put up new content just like this. Now let's talk about blades. I wanted two types of blades to have with me. One on the most random of situations where I maybe forgot or lost my pocket knife that I could carry and use for the day and it wouldn't be some huge monster, but also something that I could let someone borrow if they needed a pocket knife. And if they damaged it, jacked it up, lost it, I never saw them, whatever, you know, I wouldn't cry if I lost the tool. And so we all know Cold Steel makes some of the toughest blades around. And so I decided to go with the Cold Steel Verdict in the more inexpensive 4116 steel version. It's pretty compact, it's lightweight, but it's got the triad lock, so it's bomb-proof. And with that type of steel, it's very easy to resharpen and get a fine edge on. And I'm not gonna cry if it gets damaged or it gets screwed up because it's like 50 bucks max for this particular version currently. And so that's the pocket knife that I carry inside the pouch on a regular basis. But we all know the first line of defense for handing out a pocket knife is a replaceable utility knife like this Work Pro. And I have fallen in love with this because it's so compact. It's got a button lock on it. I believe it's stainless steel. I don't think it's aluminum. Stainless steel body, nice deep ride pocket clip. I mean, and it just like, it reminds me of the Milwaukee. Not quite as smooth, but it's close to that fastback. Very slim, compact, lanyard hole if you want it. And obviously, it gives you full grip there. And one goes for like $8.99, and you can get like a 3-pack for like 12 or 15 bucks. And then I have some reflective cordage that I could use to tie down things, run through a broken shoelace, something like that. And I like that it's reflective, and I decided to go that route versus paracord just because it's a little bit more compact. And then I always carry a Night Eyes gear tie with me. I believe this one is like 8 or 10 inches long, just so you can quickly lash things together if necessary, fix different things that you may need, even mount flashlights, and we'll just flow right into that. And it's the Phoenix PD36R. I believe this is an older version. I think they might have even an updated version now, but I have every headlamp and flashlight almost imaginable. So I decided to go with that flashlight over a headlamp because of the amount of battery life, lumens, and capability that this has. And I love headlamps for my survival and outdoor kit, but this is for everyday carry. This does not go with me when I go hiking and backpacking because total this is like 4.8 pounds. So this is heavy, and I just have tools and equipment in here I would just never use in the outdoors. So it just makes sense to have this. And you know, when we were full-time RVing for a year throughout America, I used this a lot, and it just really stood the test of time. Has a battery indicator. I can recharge it on that spare battery bank. We'll wrap up this tool wall with what now I believe is discontinued, which is so sad. The Leatherman Charge with G10 handle scales. I got this one 2 years ago, before we went full-time RVing, SRV blade, excellent blade, pocket clip, all the tools and features that I would want in a multi-tool, but I can carry it in my pocket and it doesn't feel like I have to carry it in the pouch, which is excellent, even though I have the Molle compatible pouch, so I could attach it to the Molle wall, and it's just a little bit bigger than the standard pouch that it comes with. So I often just carry this in my pocket as like my EDC for the day, depending on, you know, what I'm doing, what the tasks are going to be. One tool that I never thought I would use, but that I use a ton, is actually the hook safety knife portion of the serrated blade. I use that all the time. It's so sharp, and I do lots of different things with it. It just seems to be used a ton. Then to augment that, I don't use the ratchet driver, because if you guys saw the review, I just wasn't into that. It's just kind of cumbersome. It's bulkier. So I have a standard extender for that kit, so that I can reach into tighter spots if necessary, and it will work on hex bits. So those ratchet system that I have that I showed you earlier with those clients, I can swap out those bits if I need to get into a particular type of angle. So that all works together. And then I have one of the standard bit kits that came with the Charge. So I have the opportunity to just do almost anything that I need to. When you combine the Leatherman, the Cobra wrench, and that Klein ratchet set, I mean, it's like game over. I have a mini tool kit with me everywhere I go. So I can work on vehicles, I can work on property, I can do all kinds of stuff. And I would say probably 80 to 90% of any task that I'm confronted with throughout the day, I can do without having to go into my huge giant toolkit, which is just awesome. We'll do a little flip here. I have all of my power cables. It's so annoying to have a iPhone cable, USB-C cable, and then a micro USB cable. Hopefully one day we can get past all these. So I have all three. So depending on what I need to charge, I can charge anything known to man, basically. So I have all three of those, have a Sharpie and have a regular writing pen. Then I have my Tide Go, because I'm a messy person. I seem to always like getting globs on me. Part of it's probably I'm a dad. So food, I'm sure, gets flung on me sometimes. But carrying a Tide pen helps. Then an emergency whistle. Never know when you might need that. And then I have a Bic lighter, even though I'm not a smoker. This one, let's see what this one has on there. This one has like little birds. It's like I'm in Hawaii or something. It's my little vacation in my pocket. So I have that. Then behind all those is a zipper pocket. The zipper's kind of small, so I actually put like a little Night Eyes S beaner on there. You never know when you might need that, so, but it helps to kind of be a tassel so I can open it better. Then inside there, I have my Right in the Rain notepad. I have two different types of tape. I have gear aid tape that I use more on cloth and like clothing and things like that. And then I have an old gift card with some duct tape wrapped around that. And then in there I carry about $100 worth of cash, just in case my cards get stolen or locked out for some reason. And then I do one instant coffee, one Propel, you know, like electrolyte thing, and then an emergency. So in case I feel like I'm coming out of the weather or just need to pick me up, instead of me having to go out and spend freaking like whatever it is, $10 on some frou-frou coffee drink, I can just get some hot water somewhere. Even just ask for hot water, and you know, I'm ready to rock and roll. This is the only compartment that's kind of odd to me. I still use it, it still gets the job done, but it's a little weirdly laid out. You get 4 little zipper pockets, but it's just one giant compartment back there. They're not divided, which is odd. So, you know, like they'll just fall down into each other. So it's just like, why didn't they put dividers in there? But anyway, I always have a Stanley Fat Max 6-foot tape measure. Never know when you're gonna need that, and I find that I end up using it quite a bit. Doing a little hand sanitizer, and my Work Sharp mini sharpener. I've had this now for like 3 years. I love this little guy. I got a diamond stone on one side that I can easily tune up any of the tools that I have in this pouch or that I regularly carry with me. Ceramic rod on the other. And then it's got your 3 main torque bits that you would use to tune up, I would say probably 60 to 70% of all pocket knives and like multi-tools that are out there. So there you have it, guys. Here's my one tool option, if you will, for my everyday carry pouch. And I've really enjoyed it. The last 6 months, I have zero plans on updating this, changing it currently to like some other system. It has really been working well for me. And I love it. But I want to hear from you guys if there are questions that you have about this system, or if there are items that you think that I overlooked or missed that you think I need to put into an everyday carry system. This is not a survival system. We have a whole separate video and setup I'm going to be doing quickly on that for you guys coming soon. But this is for everyday carry, and I've really been enjoying it. And I look forward to hearing your guys' thoughts, your feedback, pros, cons. And I always appreciate you guys so much for taking your valuable time out of the day to come visit. Check out the other video popping up and subscribe if you haven't yet. Until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.